What's going on? You're watching PA Talk. We're talking about my PA school stats, my PA school journey, how I got accepted into PA school. Most notably, my PA school stats, okay? So, welcome to PA Talk with me, David, where I help you get accepted into PA school. So, I applied 3 times the last 3 years. And, obviously the first 2 years, I got rejected. So, we're gonna be talking about the stats that I got accepted with, and then we'll talk about where I improved at from the previous years. So let's run through these. So let's start off with the juicy GPA. That's what a lot of people want to know. So on my notepad, I got this written down. So my overall GPA was a 3.6 and my science GPA was a 3.5. So those are kind of average or maybe a little bit high to some people, but that was the last time I applied. The first time I applied, my GPA was like a 3.2, 3.3, but I significantly improved that. Also, saying that, I had on my transcript an F. I failed a class and I had 3 C's. So even with those poor grades, I was able to still manage a decent, good, competitive GPA, and also turn my first year GPA of like a 3.2 around and boost that up to 3.6, 3.5, depending on which one you're looking at, and also get accepted into PA school having that F on my transcript and those 3 other C's. So let's go into the next stat. It's going to be talking about my PCE, my patient care experience. So I got accepted with, my third time applying, I got accepted with roughly 3,000 hours of patient care experience. That's excluding healthcare experience. If you were to include that, in total, it'd probably be like 5,000, 4,500, something around there. And a lot of that patient care experience I actually gained during my last time applying, which is this past cycle. I gained an extra like 1,500, so I pretty much doubled my patient care experience. So when I applied this time, I doubled it. And we're talking about our GRE. So this one isn't as important as some of the other metrics, but of course this does play its role. Not all schools need GREs, but it is something important that you should do regardless. So my GRE score is a 300, which is, it's kind of on the lower end side of average. So from what I've heard, there's a lot of PA programs that have kind of like a computer that kind of checks out some metrics you have and will automatically knock you out if you don't meet some certain metrics. And including in this would be your GRE. If you don't have at least a minimum of 300, a lot of these like regulated databases will just kind of kick you out from the application pool and they won't like interview you. Just automatic rejection if you don't meet these certain criteria. So next on my list, I got letters of recommendation. I got 5 letters of recommendation, which is the max. I got 1 from a PA, an NP, a professor, an MD, and a supervisor. So had all of them write me letters of rec using my amazing format of how to get a good letter of recommendation from anyone video. Right above you, click this link. You can watch that real quick. Short video runs through on how you can get an amazing letter of recommendation from the people who are writing good letters, because most letters are very average or subpar, and you don't want that on your application, because letters of rec can be the deciding factor if you get interviewed. So check that out. It definitely does not hurt to get a better letter of recommendation. We can all agree on that. So going forward, the total number of schools I applied for out of all 3 years I applied would roughly be 30 schools before I got accepted. But when I did each cycle, I did get waitlisted and I did do interviews, but I never fully got accepted until the very last cycle. This past cycle that I got accepted, and I got accepted to the majority of schools I applied to. Funny enough, each cycle I applied less and to less schools, but I performed better. It's probably because I was spending more time picking out schools that I was competitive for, and schools that were looking for someone like me, to train someone like me to be a provider to fulfill their mission. When you're applying to schools, you really want to pick out schools that aren't based on location next to the beach in California or Florida. If you want those schools, just know that they're highly competitive, the most applied to schools. So you're gonna be competing with like 10,000 students. Whereas if you apply to, let's say you live in Ohio and you apply to an Ohio school, a local in-state school who has like 2,000 students applying to it. Your chances are significantly higher. And on top of that, there's other metrics that can go into that make you more competitive for certain schools. So I'll definitely take that into account when you are applying to schools. I'll talk more about that in my video of avoiding the big mistakes when you're applying to PA school. You can check that out. I run through it real quick. Pretty much just talk about how you can apply to the right school, finding schools that are right for you, and along with other major mistakes that I did the first 2 times when I applied, and which I fixed the 3rd time. And so then when I did apply the past cycle, like I said, almost all the schools I applied to, I got interviews from and acceptances. Pretty much just talk about how you can apply to the right school, finding schools that are right for you, and along with other major mistakes that I did the first 2 times when I applied, and which I fixed the 3rd time. And so then when I did apply the past cycle, like I said, almost all the schools I applied to, I got interviews from and acceptances. The next metric would be my leadership experience. This is something I haven't really seen a lot of other YouTubers talk about, or just people in general talk about, but this is something, very important. As a PA, you are a leader. You're not the top person in the medical team, but in society and medicine, you're a provider, you are a leader. You are leading patient care to an extent. You are leading other people in the medical team to a certain extent. So that is something quite significant that they take into account and that they would like to see from you. And so with that, my leadership experience, I was a RA, or at my school, what we call a CA, so a residential assistant or a community assistant. And on top of that, I became a lead RA, a lead CA. So I did that for 3 years. And then I was a recruitment officer for a medical honor society called AED, Alpha Epsilon Delta. I'm not sure if they have that at all universities, but it is quite a big, common medical honor society. So I was a recruitment chair for that, and then I was a camp counselor for this charity or this organization which does camp retreats for children that have cancer or children who have parents or siblings that have cancer. So I was a camp counselor there. And then lastly, of course, my leadership experience. I was a part of a huge dementia campaign, partnered with my college and with some other major health organizations in my state and hospitals, pushing for, we were experimenting with some new approaches to treating dementia, and also just, I can't even really explain. I'm doing a bad job, but that was on my leadership experience. And from that experience, which I did for 2 years, I got an award from the local government. So that leads me into the next topic, was awards. So I got an award from working in dementia, partnered with these other organizations in my college. And then lastly, of course, the Dean's List. I feel like almost everyone makes a Dean's List, so it's not something huge. It's kind of a common award, but I'll take it. I've never made the Dean's List before, except for in college, so I'm proud of that, and you should be proud of that too when you make the Dean's List. And lastly, I applied 3 times, so that's 3 years. I said it earlier, but I learned so much over these 3 years from people on admissions boards and PAs, and just doing all my research online and watching every single YouTube video and all these different PA Facebook pages and stuff, and also paying for professional review people and PA mentors or whatever that you pay for online. And I learned so much, and I'm giving this information to you guys in these videos, also in my own Facebook group. You can find the link in the description for that. I'm doing some personal statement reviews. If you send them to me through my email, the channel email, which if you join the Facebook group, you'll get that, and then you can send that to me. Also, we're gonna be doing a live event on there, just going over personal statements, all the common errors I've been seeing through personal statements I've been reviewing, how to correct those, what to include in those, getting really specific on this group. It's an exclusive live event. Haven't picked the date out yet, but join the group and you will be in that. And with that, just CASPA preparation in general, giving out some more juicy tips, so you don't want to miss out on that. So join the Facebook group. Lastly, subscribe, activate the notification bell, like this video, and comment what you would like to see in the future, other things I can help you out with. We are a small channel, so take advantage of that, because I can help you out one-on-one, as this is still a small channel. So check out the other videos I've made to really help you out. I just dropped a personal statement video, how to write a good personal statement to get accepted into PA school. Check that out. It's the last video I posted. Link right here. It's excellent. I give you the format, the skeleton of how to write your personal statement and the big mistakes to avoid. And I break it down, giving you some examples of what I wrote to kind of bring these details and examples to life. So check that video out. And along with that, I got a couple other videos. And I got more coming every week. So I hope this helped, and don't let any bad grades or bad GPA or any other metric keep you from applying to PA school. If you're really concerned about it, leave a comment below of what exactly it is, and I'll let you know if I think you should apply or not, or where to improve or how to improve that lower metric. So don't ever be discouraged. I got an F and C's and I had a low GPA, and I brought that up and I still got in. It took me some time, but I had to go through the trenches to learn these lessons, and I'm trying to help you out to avoid all that so you can just get straight in and you know exactly what to fix. So comment below, subscribe, follow the channel. Hope you enjoyed, hope this helped. I'll see you in the next one.